Oh my gosh, y'all, look at these pictures. Lestat, evil Lestat, this butch queen diva. Like, he is ready to get on these stages and lie to the general public. He talking about his side of the story. Girl, he getting ready to get on that stage and lie to us, mama. Let's talk about it.
I'm so excited to let you all know that Zoraxia, The Vengeance of Coldwind is out now. Anywhere you get your ebooks and audiobooks, you can find it there. I'm talking about Amazon, Audible, audiobooks.com, Google Play. Like, it's all there. Also, you can go to www.zoraxia.com to purchase it directly from my site. Check out my series, check out the first book, and make sure you get the second book because it's out now. I'm so excited.
All right, y'all. So Sam Reid sat down and did this interview with Entertainment Weekly talking about what's in store for season 3. By the way, this is my Aegon the Conqueror. I don't know about y'all, but that's what it's giving me. Anyway, so yeah, he sat down to do an interview. Let's get into the article, of course. Check the link in my description for the full thing. We're just going to be hopping around here. When Interview with the Vampire returns for season 3, Lestat grabs the microphone to finally tell his side of the story. Oh, girl, we don't want to hear no abuser side of the story. And it begins with his newfound fame as a rock star. So we know he was angry at the way he was portrayed in Louis and Daniel's book, right? As a result, he's forming a band and he's going on tour to reclaim his own life story, girl. So you already know the drama, the mess, the scandal. It's just gonna be it's Lestat. So it's gonna be a stunt in a show. Like, you know. So Sam Reid said this. Lestat has an intention to express his views and his experience through music videos and recordings and all this kind of stuff. And they are finding a wonderful, cool way to weave that through a lot of the denser parts. While the Rockstar persona is certainly new this season, the actor, is it new? Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, literally the next part of the sentence. The actor points out that the flamboyant and arrogant Lestat has always been at peak diva. Yes, as someone who has always dealt with things in a performative nature. He's now just performing in an entirely new way and on a global stage. A rock star is no more different than an actor on the 18th century stage. It's just the same thing in different periods, which is exactly what I was saying. Like, he's kind of always been this like rock star-ish kind of personality, if you want to, you could push it and say that. But he's always gave me diva, always gave me on stage, always gave me like, oh, I am the moment, I am the drama. So the drama like impossible. And yes, there will be singing, lots of singing. Sinking his teeth into becoming a bold rock star for the show was not an easy process for the actor, who reveals that he's been working closely with the show's composer, Daniel Hart, for quite a long time before filming began. So Sam says that he's been working with the composer on the songs first. It's been a really interesting way to approach a character by coming in through the music to start with before we had any scripts. I think that's actually a really good idea. So you already get the feel and, the mood, the feeling before you even see the script. So you already have a concept of how you want the persona to be before I love that. Trying to work out the characters' arcs through the songs has been an adventure in itself. Now, if the songs are anything like the one they already released, Long Face, I'm gonna be here for it. Like, it was fun. I'm gonna be here for it. So, of course, Sam is hesitant to name any specific rock stars he's using for musical inspiration. I think that's a smart move. Like, y'all ain't about to play with me. I ain't about to play with y'all. Like, I'm trying, y'all, but like, he says that Hart and the showrunner Jones have a gigantic influence list, which is incredibly intimidating and wild. He says that Lestat is a bit of a mercurial character himself, And there's something very interesting about a character who would love to play a symphony as well as a David Bowie song. Yeah, how he incorporates all of his influences and how he discovers his personal sound is part of the journey of the show. Now, as someone like myself, obsessed with music and who can like play piano and also has a couple rap albums out, check my description box. I love this idea, right? That Lestat is like well versed and enjoys so many different kinds of music that it's going to affect his own musical style, like his rock persona and how he performs. I just want to make sure that he knows that I will be watching. I will have my PR people making sure that the story is told right, that you're not lying on my boy Louis. I promise you that. But he confirms it's going to be pure rock music because that comes from Rice herself. He says there's something inherently vampiric about rock music, and that's not really necessarily what is the flavor of the month at the moment in terms of what is desirable in music, Reid says. And so there's something about harking back to sounds that might feel from different periods, but also trying to bring them back into the now and the contemporary, but also tie them into his own personal journey. Because I think at the end of the day, Lestat is a musician that writes from personal experience. Interview with the Vampire Season 3 has only just started filming. I think they started filming last month. But Reid teases that fans will get a sneak peek of Lestat's musical sound sooner rather than later. Yes! Put it on streaming and stop playing with us. Yeah, put it on streaming. You'll probably be hearing some music, he adds with a smile. I hope people are happy. You know that some people are never going to be happy, but all we can do is approach it with love and care, which we are. There's a lot of love and care being put into it. But this season is about so much more than Lestat's rock star career. As with all Rice stories, the themes go much deeper than that, as Lestat continues to explore what it truly means to him to be a vampire, giving the series an entirely new flavor compared to Louis' autobiographical seasons. It's deep, but it's actually very fun and silly because Lestat is a big clown, so he is not as chest-bearing as others, Reid says. He then pauses and laughs as he realizes what he just said. Well, he's actually quite chest-bearing. He's very chest-bearing, but in a different way. Look at the picture. Let's look at the picture. But also, even deeper than that, Lestat is going to, at first, he might try to act sophisticated and, I'm so cultured and all this. And he is, because he lived a long time. But he gon' eventually show you that true savage nature that's back there, that's behind there. I still did not forgive you, Lestat, no matter how long you grow that blonde hair. I still have not forgiven you for dropping my man, Louis, from the sky. I'm going to bring it up every time. Like a hot potato. I promise you that I'm going to call every civil rights organization and report your activity, your discriminatory, racially charged vampiric activity. Don't worry, the Telemasca coming after y'all. I forgot. They got a show coming. Telemasca. They coming after y'all. Never mind. It's okay. Because I was like, girl, I'm going to need some kind of rights activist, human rights, civil rights, Louis Black, so we can get the NAACP. We just got to help Louis out, because ain't no way somebody dropping you, girl. It gave, like, asteroid to crater, girl. Like, that's what he was doing to you, Louis. And you was swirling all around there, twirling in his blonde hair, girl. Oh, my gosh. While the first two seasons portrayed Lestat entirely through Louis' biased point of view, listen, just don't put your hands on my man. I already told you that, Lestat. I already told you that. I don't care about bias from Louis' point of view. Don't put your hands on my man. Reid is hesitant to call Louis an unreliable narrator, as he should be hesitant. He says, I don't think we should ever try and say that Louis is a liar or unreliable. He's remembered things that are perfectly valid, but I don't think that Lestat has the same intention to tell his story as Louis has. he's not necessarily trying to unpack something that might be wound in his head incorrectly. Lestat is much more aware of the structures in which the storytelling might or might not take place. That said, Sam admits Lestat isn't exactly totally reliable as a narrator either. If he's unreliable, he's intentionally being unreliable as opposed to being potentially hoodwinked by a series of events. And so I think this is an important factor. Lestat knows more than Louis. He has more context. He didn't live a long time, and he's deceiving on purpose, as opposed to Louis, who, has never done anything wrong. He's perfect. An innocent little angel, has never made a mistake. Thank you. I mean, besides Claudia, oh my gosh. A pretty big one. I mean, the person who's most innocent in this, of course, is Claudia. But then after that, it's like, take your hands off of Louis. Stop playing with me. So Lestat is slightly different than Louis, I would say. They're both unreliable in their own way, but I don't think one is more or less than the other. One might be more intentional than the other. Give it I'm liking it. While Reid knows this season is highly anticipated for fans of the Vampire Lestat, he warns that this show is always an adaptation first and foremost, not an exact recreation of the source material. And so he's just saying it's a massive book. You're not going to make everybody happy. We can't do it page by page, line by line. We're keeping really big scenes that you want to see, but they're slightly different in different contexts, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, I just thought you guys would like that really quick update. What's going on in Rockstar Lestat's world. Of course, they're talking about season 3 and unreliable narrators and, the fact that we're going to be getting music soon from Lestat himself. That's fine. All of that is fine. Just make sure that my boy Louis is there and that he's not being lifted even an inch off the ground. You hear what I'm saying? And Louis, you can't jump. You can't do nothing. I don't care if you have to, you can't even hopscotch. I don't want your feet lifted up off the ground at all. Not at all, okay? Because I'm traumatized and you should be too. Stay away from Lestat. Anyway, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see ya.